Hey guys, welcome to Sketch-A-Day. I'm Spencer, where every day I give you something new and hopefully interesting about sketching and drawing and visual communication, which is something I really love. And as you can tell, I'm really excited about the Star Wars movie, and I'm going to finish up a drawing that we started before of the new droid, BB-8, and use some cool techniques with Copic markers, pencils, and all that good stuff to kind of make this even better. Believe it or not, most of the time with the sketches that I do, I try to be as quick as possible. To get something even better though, you got to put in a little extra time. And we're going to put in a little extra time today, just a few minutes, to show you some cool Copic marker techniques and other techniques to make this scene even better. So, like I said, we're using Copic markers, and Copic markers, I talk about them all the time. Believe it or not, I'm not paid by Copic marker or sponsored. However, if you're watching this and you'd like to sponsor me, feel free to reach out. But one of the reasons I do like them is that you can purchase what's called an air can and airbrush kit. So I have the air can right here, and there's an air adapter. This is the 180 air can. You can actually get this so it runs with a compressor and all that stuff. But this part is the magic, the business end of the system. And so what I'd like to do is actually do some airbrushing on this to help the form read a little bit better, as well as finish out the scene. So the way the air can works rather, is you take a marker, and we're going to do this in a second, and you just uncap the marker, and you shove the marker in here. And when you squeeze on this trigger, let me zoom in so you can see. When you squeeze on this trigger, air is going to enter this mechanism, this thing, and shoot right on the tip. And because Copic markers have ink in the tips, it's actually going to force that ink out and aerosolize it. I forgot the word. Turn it into an aerosol, basically, or a spray. And I can spray onto the paper and color this sketch. So to do that, let me recap this so I don't have my marker dry out here. I need to assemble this. It comes with this cool hose. You screw your can in like so. On this end, you have the air adapter. You uncap that. Screw this into the bottom, just like so. And then I have my air grip all put together. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. In fact, you can still see it on frame here. And if I turn this knob on the top of my air can, right here, this little knob, turn this, you'll start to hear, hopefully you can hear that. You'll start to hear air coming out of this can. So the first bit of treatment I want to do here is taking some warm gray tones on this spherical body of BB-8 and starting to shade him or her, I'm not sure if it's a him or her, whatever it is, a little bit better. Okay, so just going to kind of work this. Let me zoom in so you can see the effect here. But as you can see, I'm literally airbrushing with a marker. How cool is that? Let's take a little bit darker marker, my warm gray 5, and kind of focus in on the core shadow of the side. All right, so now you can see the difference there. It's really starting to sing, okay? So what if I want to do something like the ground or background? Well, I actually went ahead and I took a piece of paper, drew over the BB-8 sketch here, and I'm going to use this as a mask. Now, if you have some tape, you could tape this down on the back side so that it doesn't move around. I'm just going to use my hand here and hold it as I airbrush in a little bit of the ground, for example. And since we're in a desert, I'd like to capture, if possible, some earth tones on the ground. And I have an E35 marker. So now, I'm going to move this to the side here. I'm going to hold my paper. And so for the ground, I can actually come in Okay, so now I've airbrushed in some ground right around where BB-8 is. I wish, hopefully you guys can get access to some of this stuff because man, this is fun. I am just having fun right now. So there we have the ground, and because it's marker, I can come in right with the same marker and fill in where I need to fill in. How cool is that? So now I've got the background tone on BB-8. Now I imagine since BB-8 lives in a desert that he probably, kind of rolls around and maybe gets dirty from time to time. So what I'm gonna do is actually experiment a little bit here. I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully this works. Is if you flip the Copic marker in the holder and do it the wrong way. So instead of the right way, which is to have the air gently pass the tip, I'm going to pull this out, flip it, and put it like so. In fact, I'm just going to back off a little bit and kind of have this loose. So I'm going to modify my tool here. I imagine from time to time, BB-8 gets a little desert dust on him. And again, since we're using a marker as our airbrush, we can take the marker and add to those effects. Now if you draw a lot or paint, you know that blue and orange are complementary colors. And in the desert, I think it's going to end up being kind of a really cool contrast to have a nice blue background. So, taking my marker, I'm going to spray just on the top. Okay, come on in, Ollie. This is my boy, Ollie. He decided to join us. Well, he's out of frame, but just pretend there's a little kid standing next to me watching me draw. Say hi, Ollie.
Hi.
Okay. So now I'm going to spray over the background. And again, I'm using that mask that I created. And I can kind of clean that up with the marker itself. So removing the mask, coming in around BB-8, like so. And now I have a cool background for my droid. Pretty sweet. Okay, last step is if I want to just add a few little other effects or pop some lines and details. I can use my black pencil here, Prismacolor pencil, over all of this. And this will just help me pull out some more detail, or depth rather, from my sketch. And with a little bit of white pen, can further enhance a few things, and I can also continue to add some depth to this. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did. This was really fun, and really kind of a throwback sketch using some airbrush and pencil, marker, all that good stuff. And all these things that I teach and show you guys actually translates really well to digital tools, which I'll be covering fairly soon here on Sketch-A-Day. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube by just hitting the subscribe button or the button below, right down there, little Sketch-A-Day circle, and hit subscribe. Or you can find me on facebook.com/Sketch-A-Day, and there I interact with fans. I understand everyone doesn't use the same tools, so if you use Facebook and you want to follow me there, do that. Just click like, and be sure to, under liked, once you've liked the page, go down to notifications and select all the options on notifications, because Facebook does this weird thing where if you like a page, you don't necessarily get all the updates from that page. So if you really like Sketch-A-Day and you want to see and interact with the community and with me, be sure to enable those options. You can find me on Instagram as well at sketchaday.com. That's sketchaday.com, just like the link below, wherever it is. And I really like the messaging on Instagram lately, so if you want to reach out to me, that's a good way to get in touch with me as well. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate all the great feedback. Feel free to leave comments below and reach out to me via email at sketchthis@sketchaday.com. Remember, every Friday, well, every other Friday, I'm switching to every other Friday, we'll be doing a Fan Friday, so submit your questions or any artwork you'd like featured on the channel to sketchthis@sketchaday.com, and I'll be sure to throw it up here and give you guys a shout out for all of the awesome work that you do in supporting sketchaday.com. Thanks again. We'll see you next time right here on Sketch-A-Day.